Over the past few weeks, Omega League has been storming through the Dota sphere. During this time, two teams have been baffling everyone with the drafts that they have presented to the world. Both Secret and OG are pulling off these wonky drafts. And that is what we're going to go into depth today, but now with a focus on Team OG. Before we get into the video though, here is the question of the day. What hero do you instantly ban in the picking phase? Now, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. A highly anticipated series was OG versus Viking GG. OG starts their draft off by picking Darkseer and their coveted IO. However, this would eventually become a carry IO, a role flex that wouldn't necessarily be picked by Viking GG. Viking respond to these two picks with a counter to Darkseer in the form of Anti-Mage, and an annoying hero for both Darkseer and IO in the form of Clockwork. OG's next pick is Spirit Breaker to pair nicely with his fellow friend Darkseer. Viking respond to the Spirit Breaker pick with the Grimstroke and Phoenix pick. OG sees a weakness in Viking's draft at this point, but that allows the opportunity for a great Troll Warlord pick. Not only does he counter Phoenix, but also the core Anti-Mage. This Troll pick also gives the impression that they have their carry pick. Not to mention, Troll doesn't care about Darkseer or Clock either. Viking's final pick is an Ember Spirit, to which OG responds with an Abaddon pick. This is interesting because it allows Troll to be a stomping machine versus the Ember in the mid lane. They place all their eggs into the Troll basket because if he has a good game, this hero alone will carry the game, especially by making IO a core who is then able to greatly buff Troll with items such as Halberd and Deso. Heading into the game, OG's safe lane of IO Abaddon are unfortunately not going to win their lane against offlane, position 3 Phoenix and Clockwork. However, Troll will be able to completely destroy Ember Spirit in the mid lane. In OG's offlane, Darkseer and Spirit Breaker will be able to get farmed despite being against a counter in the form of Anti-Mage paired with Grimstroke. Darkseer happily puts an Ion Shell on himself to farm waves, to which Anti-Mage cannot contest. Troll is able to free farm and even takes Ember Spirit's stacks in the process of free farming. The Troll dictates the pace of this game, so when he is strong enough, OG's whole team comes together to back him up. This is when the pressure will be heavily applied to Viking's side of the map. Troll keeps pressuring the mid tower until it falls, then OG takes Radiant's top tier 1 tower before they start to invade Viking's triangle area. Viking doesn't like this, so they try to contest but fail in doing so, which gives OG superior map control, but not only that, they have better access to Roshan as well. So Viking are constantly feeling the pressure of having to be positioned near the Rosh pit because Troll can take Rosh down in a matter of seconds at any point. OG are recognizing the fact that Viking wants to contest their Roshan attempt, so they take control of the tempo of the team fight by fighting on their high ground above the top river bounty on Dire side to secure the team fight. The fight gets led to this area first by Darkseer getting gone on by the Anti-Mage, who is then vacuumed into a wall of replica placed near the stairs to the north of Roshan on Dire. At this moment, Anti-Mage is forced to flee because Troll is running at him, attempting to root him to death. Afterwards, Anti-Mage blinks forward onto the high ground, where he is chased by IO and Troll, but OG at this point recognizes that Anti-Mage is out of the fight. They then proceed to kill Anti-Mage's teammates as a result of him being kicked out of the fight, essentially. Roshan is quickly taken down after this victorious engagement. Viking's tier 2 mid tower is looking terrifically juicy now with Aegis in the back pocket of Troll. After this tower has been taken, there's a huge team fight. Here we see the strength of the Troll pick. Anti-Mage starts on the outskirts of the fight because his positioning has to be near perfect so that he doesn't die to Troll. However, he can't let his team just perish, so he blinks in and gets focused immediately. This leads to his death, and Clockwork perishes alongside him after being sucked into a wall placed by Darkseer. Sadly, OG overextended after these two deaths and lost Troll, Spirit Breaker, and Darkseer. The reset means back to farming until they acquire items for the next power spike. After a little bit of a farm fest, Spirit Breaker is able to get a sneaky charge onto the Anti-Mage, which leads to his death after using a combination of Battle Trance, Relocate, Wall of Replica, and Nether Strike. This death and the death of Ember Spirit, who also got sneakily charged in the aftermath of Anti-Mage's death, enabled OG to take Viking's tier 3 mid tower. However, they have to reset because of Ember Spirit's buyback. There aren't any items that Viking can acquire to be able to deal with Troll. Even if Anti-Mage gets 6 slotted, Troll will still outcarry him with the help of the rest of the OG squad. All their heroes are strongly enabling Troll to be able to essentially auto-attack. Troll is easily kited usually unless he has helpers. At this point, OG are acquiring more net worth than Viking. Anti-Mage is the only hero on Viking that's able to farm. Soon after, OG slowly takes down the mid barracks and eventually forces Viking to fight them outside of their base because Viking knows they can't just keep letting OG acquire more and more net worth. That is why they do a desperation smoke, but this ultimately leads to them losing 4 of their heroes, then Roshan. At this point, it is rather set in stone that Viking are not able to come back from such a deficit, especially when OG eventually get an Aegis and Cheese. In the beginning of the final deciding match, we see the 2 bans from OG being Enchantress and Batrider. For Viking, they ban out Mag and Morphling. These are necessary bans on the more broken heroes of the patch. That being said, OG wants to ban Batrider because he would effectively kite the eventual Sven and Tiny that they want to pick up. OG picked their loving ball, Io, to which Viking respond with a Darkseer pick. The second picks for the teams are Tiny for OG and Doom for Viking. Here we see the beautiful tether combo for OG and 2 insane heroes of the meta for Viking. However, Doom and Darkseer don't have the best of synergy. Viking figure that this Tiny is either a mid laner or a 4, and so they ban 3 carry heroes, namely Anti-Mage, Faceless Void, and Slark, in order to spare their Darkseer from Torment. OG ban out the heroes that won Viking in the first round, Clockwork and Grimstroke. They also removed the scary Spectre from the hero pool. Viking proceed with a Snapfire pick, which reveals that the Doom is indeed a support and that Darkseer is a core. OG picks Sven, that immediately gets responded with an Alchemist pick from Viking. Seeing as Sven needs some time to hit his power spikes, the Alchemist pick makes sense because Alchemist loves taking his merry time to farm up a storm. OG picks Elder Titan to be of nice harassment in lane and to reduce base armor and magic resistance for boosting up Sven. The last set of bans come out. For OG, they are Spirit Breaker and Treant. For Viking, they are Necrophos and Phoenix. These 2 heroes delete the Alchemist because of their HP-based spells, so necessary bans to protect their carry. Viking place their faith into Timbersaw. Timbersaw is scary for OG's 2 melee cores and is going mid against Tiny. The lanes in this game are quite standard, as we see dual lanes for both teams. Tiny is versus Timber mid, Windranger and Elder Titan are versus Snapfire and Alchemist bot, and up top we see Sven and Io versus Doom and Darkseer. Right off the bat, it is worth noting that Alchemist and Snapfire are going to suffer against Windranger and Elder Titan. Snap's spells aren't going to provide enough utility to fend off Windranger, and can safely auto-attack from afar. Elder Titan got boots, so he can do the auto-attack dance of hit and then walk back, then rinse and repeat. In fact, they can quickly secure first blood with Elder Titan's punches and Windranger's power shot. The lane quickly goes downhill from that point. Up top, Doom suffers against Sven and Io because he has 0 armor to work with. Darkseer suffers too since the creeps quickly get cleaved down by Sven, and Doom doesn't want to have an ion shell on him. Doom starts with boots so he can attempt to salvage the lane by trying to drag the wave. Doom eventually finds an ice armor creep that allows him to be more formidable in this lane. However, the lane still goes unfavorably for Viking because of Doom's incapability to do much early on for his Darkseer. As for the mid lane, the lane turns out pretty even for Timber versus Tiny because Tiny can comfortably last hit with Tree Grab and is able to aggro the creeps closer to him in his tower. At this point, Timbersaw is hitting a power spike and is pressuring the mid tower, so Tiny decides to make a smart and useful rotation to the top lane in order to get a double kill on the Darkseer and Doom. To further pressure, he tries to find Alchemist because OG knows he is farming the woods and is able to secure a much needed kill on the farming Alchemist. However, his pressure doesn't end there. He goes top again to get a kill on the Darkseer. Tiny loves this top lane and is able to kill Doom as he is trying to escape past their tier 1 tower on top. In this way, OG are set up to take all the bounty runes away from Alchemist. There is no mercy as Tiny once again is able to kill Darkseer. The top lane has been insanely dangerous for Viking. Even showing their heroes is starting to become dangerous for them. Sven shows so much disrespect by taking Alchemist's farm in front of his face. Tiny has decided that the Darkseer doesn't get to have a game as he is relocated to kill Darkseer once again. OG wants to take the tier 1 mid tower, but Viking has a dead hero in the form of Timbersaw, so he acts as a shield for their tower. This doesn't stop Tiny from pressuring other heroes though. OG had placed a ward on Radiance Hill near the top tier 1 tower to spot whenever Doom or Darkseer were vulnerable. So after acquiring Blink Dagger, Tiny and Io relocate to kill poor Doom, then kill Darkseer once again near the top lane. Right now, OG has good map control, but not the best because towers are hard to acquire because of the tanky Timbersaw that is blocking them from these crucial towers. OG is waiting for Windranger's power spike in the form of an MKB. Alchemist has gotten this powerful Radiance and wants to pressure OG's bot tier 1 tower. During this process, Sven dies to the gathering of Viking. However, OG are able to take down the raid boss with a clutch relocate and a beautiful ward by Viking's Radiant mid tier 1 and tier 2 tower. After this point, the game looks grim for Viking, as Alchemist and Timber aren't unkillable anymore. Now OG can get towers and secure more map control, and Alchemist can't efficiently farm enough to carry his team to victory. This will ultimately lead to their rapid loss. Thanks for watching this informative video on OG versus Viking. I hope you were able to see the beauty behind OG's drafts, because they aren't always straightforward. There are baits in these drafts, counter picks, and heroes thrown to the wolves, but that helps lead to victory. Please subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.